So, sticking on the train of, but why? Um, Fast X is what it's just being called. I think that is the final title for this movie, actually. It's just Fast X. Fast X has had its own production problems, to say the least, and now it's going to be one of the most expensive movies ever made, as it's been revealed that the budget for Fast X is currently $340 million. Not what it's going to make at the box office, what it is currently costing to make this movie. And I'm assuming because they're still working on it, that cost could go up even more. That doesn't include the marketing for this. This is just the budget to make the movie, to which I just go, Vin, I hope you're proud of yourself, because this one's on you, whether you admit it or not. Because, what was it? Justin Lin was the director that they had for this. That was the director of multiple previous Fast and Furious movies. Left the project because apparently this set is only big enough for one creative director for this movie. And I don't care who they claim is directing this movie. We all know Vin Diesel's the one that's actually calling the shots on the set, as he's more or less bullied out the director. And apparently The Rock out of this franchise too, because The Rock was just not having it. Which makes me kind of curious about the future of Hobbs and Shaw. But $340 million for Fast X. That's like Endgame level budget. But for Fast X. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. $340 million.
They're gonna time travel in space.
I mean, we do know that they will go to space eventually.
Which I cannot, like, I might actually have to get this, like, a neck support, because I'm just gonna roll my eyes every single time I hear that, because like, oh, that's the last place we haven't gone. I'm like, yeah, but that's like not good.
There's
like,
a reason for that.
Like, yeah, like you understand that you have just had to really pull it out of your butt here from like quite often
in space
just
we're
to make a story
family.
work. Yeah, like this is like Jason X. Like, we need to make another Jason movie.
Fast
what do we do?
X.
Put him in. Oh, stop! I swear, I swear.
Fast Jason X.
If they freeze a car and shatter it, I will absolutely lose my mind. Because like, and
the problem
like,
is you say
nanobots.
that, but now I can absolutely see them doing that. Absolutely, whether they acknowledge it as a Fast Jason X reference or not, I can totally see them, if they do go to space, be like, hey, hit the nitrous. It'll freeze the car, and we can make the jump. And then it shatters upon impact. I can absolutely... And then somehow, Vin Diesel will emerge with zero gravity out of the car. He'll be like, we can survive this car crash in space. There is no gravity when you've got family.
And then he doesn't survive, right? So he doesn't survive the jump. No. So no, not thank God. Ready? He doesn't survive the jump, and so they.
I know where you're going with this. They inject him with nanites. They have
to reconstruct his body with nanites, and they're like, "Well, if he's more nanites than human, is he really still Vin Diesel?" And
he's actually more human now than he was before. And then the nanites slowly turn him into a giant mechanized Iron Man, or an iron giant, so to speak. Going off the rails so quick, but it's glorious because we do not care about this franchise. But I think the big question is, getting back to the $340 million budget. The question is, Josh, do you think this movie can be profitable? I know the past few Fast movies have all flirted with $1 billion, but 9 was not well received by critics or audiences alike. I mean, a lot of these movies are kind of with critics, but 9 especially left a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths, and I think this franchise in particular has the law of diminishing returns, so they've really jumped the shark for this, and I mean that with full sincerity, and this is one of those times that jumping the shark actually applies. Do you think it could actually break even or be profitable with a price range of $340 million? Not including marketing?
Okay, so just for perspective, right? So because Fast 9 still, by the end of its box office run, still made $726.2 million worldwide. So like they definitely more than made their money back. I don't think it warrants it. I mean, like if you would let's put this in perspective, right? Because like if you would have said what was it 92 or something like that or 98, I was like 98 late 90s that the first in that when we were doing the first Fast and Furious movie
Back when they were stealing DVD players.
Yeah, exactly. If you would have told us then that, you know, hey, the 10th one in this movie, we're gonna make, first of all, we're gonna make 10 of these. Second of all, the next one's gonna the 10th is gonna have a budget of $340 million. I think all of us would have been like, but it's a car movie. So like why? You know, like are we to me it's I just don't care, especially if they're like, we're gonna go to space. All right, cool. What does that have to do with cars? Are you literally just going to attach a car to a space, like to a are we going to Mars? That's what I want to know. Is this like secretly a Doom movie where they go to Mars with cars and then they like fight demons or something? Like there's got to be something to make this movie interesting, right? This isn't just about people with cars, right? Like that can't be it.
So Fast and Furious is kind of a cheesy name. If Fast 11 is Mars cars, I will slap all of the money down on the table to see that. I do not care. Mars Cars sounds like an amazing movie.
Mars with cars.
No, not Mars with cars, just Mars Cars.
Mars Cars. It's actually just a cars built out of chocolate bars that are like the Mars chocolate bars.
Yes, and starring Alexander Skarsgård.
Mars Alexander Skarsgård. Mars cars made out of Mars bars. Chocolate bars for days.
Starring Skarsgård.
Yeah, there's no way this is. I can't. This is the Fast series. I will never, ever take it seriously
because they don't take themselves seriously.
They don't. But then they act like they're. Oh, it's
the only one that takes them seriously is Vin Diesel, and it's because he doesn't really have a lot of other options.
Yeah, because Triple X isn't a thing anymore. I love those movies. I'll fight you on it. I don't care.
They're not great though. You know that.
They're not. They're garbage.